Turning between centers, or TBC, is a method that can significantly up your pen turning game. This method is used for precision and accuracy and is a fantastic alternative to a traditional pen mandrel. Our TBC bushing adapters are precision made from stainless steel, right here in Canada. These adapters are used in place of a pen mandrel to hold your pen blank and bushings between two 60-degree centers while turning. The adapters are made to fit into any bushings that are normally turned on a standard 7mm pen mandrel, making it easy to convert the bushings you already have to a TBC setup. To use these adapters, you'll need a 60-degree dead center in the headstock of your lathe and a 60-degree live center in the tailstock. This setup eliminates the need for a mandrel shaft. Now let me show you why that matters. If there's any flexibility in your mandrel setup, especially when you get closer to the end of the shaft, you might start to encounter out-of-round problems. This means the wall of your turn blank comes out thicker or thinner on one side, creating a ridge that won't align properly to your pen parts. The pen can come out looking slightly oblong. Turning between centers means there is no possibility of mandrel bend and ensures your blank will come out perfectly symmetrical, so it lines up accurately with the pen parts all the way around. To mount the bushing adapters, first install the 60-degree dead center in the headstock of your lathe and the 60-degree live center in the tailstock. A dead center just means there are no moving parts, while a live center has ball bearings inside that allow the point to spin. Mount the barrel on your kit-specific bushings as usual. Then insert the adapters into the bushings. Hold this assembly up to the dead center and bring the tailstock up to meet the other end. The 60-degree indents on the end of each bushing adapter are precisely machined to accept the 60-degree points of each center. Secure everything in place, being sure not to over-tighten. Turn the lathe on and check to make sure it's running true. Then you can go ahead and turn your blank as usual. Shape your pen blank using the kit bushings as a guide. I'm turning a red heart blank for a maple leaf pen kit. When turning between centers, you can only turn one barrel at a time. If you've got a double-barreled pen, like a slimline or a cigar, you'll have to turn each barrel separately. I like to stop turning just shy of the bushings and use 120 grit sandpaper to sand the ends flush with the bushings so I don't accidentally overdo it with a chisel. Once everything is even, I remove the bushing assembly and finish sanding using the 60-degree centers only. You've got to be really careful securing the barrel between centers. If you tighten your assembly too much, the tapered points of the centers will start to expand the brass tube and potentially crack the blank. It just needs to be tight enough to hold it in place. If you'd like, you can do your whole finishing process on the bushing assembly. The reason I remove it is so I don't get any dark metal transfer coming off the kit bushings. Sanding can pull metal particles off bushings and discolor a wood blank, which shows up especially on lighter colors. I'm sanding this red heart with 5 grits of sandpaper up to 600 grit. Then I'm using EE Ultra Shine Polish as my last step. This contains a fine abrasive that helps eliminate any remaining sanding marks. This is a product that can be used on both wood and plastic. It's meant to enhance the level of sanding without having to sand all the way through those higher grits. For example, it'll take 240 grit sanding up to a 1200 grit finish, or 400 grit sanding to a 2000 grit finish. Finally, I'm using Doctor's Woodshop Pens Plus Finish to seal and protect the red heart and give it a bit of shine. Pens Plus is a friction polish made with walnut oil, shellac, and micro-aggregated microcrystal wax. The heat produced from friction polishing pushes the oil deep into the wood, hardens the shellac, and melts the wax. This is an easy-to-apply, durable finish with great fingerprint and moisture resistance. To help prevent finish from building up on your live and dead centers, you can apply a bit of wax to the points. Another option is to switch back over to your pen mandrel setup and finish using plastic CA bushings. Once it's cured up, you can remove the barrel and check out your work. The ends should look consistent and symmetrical all the way around. I'm assembling this barrel on a maple leaf twist pen kit in a chrome and gunmetal plating. The pen part should match up perfectly to the outside diameter of the barrel. Here's the finished product. Turning between centers with bushing adapters is an easy way to achieve greater precision and eliminate out-of-round issues. Thanks for watching and happy turning!